And now, a thought from man.
2017 has been a pretty stressful year for most of us. Shit just hasn't been going right, tensions are higher than fucking Snoop Dogg, but the one thing I could say that was good was definitely animation, particularly animated TV shows. Movies have been pretty hit or miss, but TV has mostly been hits with just a few minor stains on existence. So I think it's time we count down the best of the best this year. Now this will only be limited to new shows that came out this year, so don't think Samurai Jack counts because that was a new season and not a whole new show. So let's get right into it. This is Top 10 Best Animated Shows of 2017. Number 10. Bunsen is a Beast. Now, I'll be honest, I'm kind of putting this on here mainly for the fact that I kind of needed something to fill up the list. There were other shows, but most of those other shows just kind of weren't that interesting, or I didn't really keep up with them as much. Bunsen is a Beast is something I at least kept watching as it was going on, and honestly, it's kind of a nice show. It's a pretty stupid humor type of show, but honestly, I get nice laughs out of it. The characters, they can be sort of annoying, they're sort of hit or miss a lot of the time, but they're still very fun to watch, and the silly humor often comes off as a bit refreshing, because you kind of don't get this type of silliness. Usually the silliness is a little too stupid and annoying, but with Bunsen is a Beast, they kind of have it worked right. The characters can be a bit cynical on certain issues, or they'll be very happy and fun and happy-go-lucky, so it kind of works and balances itself out. I just honestly enjoy the silliness of the show, and I get a lot of good laughs, particularly from the character of Amanda Killman. They just do a good job with her being foiled by Mikey and Bunsen's antics, or her just kind of setting herself up for failure. You get really good laughs out of her.
I'll start by giving you a healthy substitute called frozen yogurt that some hippie kids actually prefer. I hate it. Stupid hippie food.
So this is just kind of that nice show that honestly is sort of a you might like it, you might not like it, but it's different from a lot of Butch Hartman's other shows, and it kind of works for itself. It's a very silly show, but honestly you find yourself smiling at it anyway. Number 9. Big Hero 6, the series. Now, this series really hasn't had many episodes, so honestly, I can't really put it too high, sadly. But it's still a good show. I at least like the episode that they did show. Granted, it is kind of weird that they decided to premiere the series in 2017 by the end of it, and yet they don't want to have more episodes to go with it. So it's like, why not wait until 2018? I mean, I know you want to get this series out there finally, but you still should, bring this out there when you have more episodes ready to go. But I guess they just decided we just need to get it out there. But either way, it's still a good series. I actually still enjoy what we still got. I enjoy Baymax and I enjoy Hero, and these are just fun characters. I just enjoy what they have and what they do. This is just a nice little series that honestly I can't wait till we get more of. I want to see more of these characters, and I want to see more of the situations that they're going to get into. Number 8. Legend Quest. This is honestly a very good series, and I really enjoy that it involved itself in a lot of Mexican culture. I really didn't know what the hell an alebrije was until more or less later on, but I really like that they're willing to put in a lot of this culture. That's just sort of my thing. I really enjoy Mexican culture, Hispanic culture in general, so when you incorporate that, I really get a nice kick out of it. I really enjoy these characters, and I like the nice adventure feel of this. The one gripe that kind of holds the series back is the animation, but you honestly can ignore it because you really enjoy these characters and the situations that they go through. You kind of have fun with this series, and it has a nice mystery element that helps keep you guessing. You don't really know what's going to happen next, and you're always on edge wondering what's going to happen. And that's just always something I really enjoy when a series can do that and leave me guessing and wanting to know more. This is just a very nice adventure series. Number 7. Tangled the series. This really was a good show. I really enjoy this series by a lot. I like Rapunzel's high energy. I like Flynn Rider being such a snarky guy towards Cassandra. I really enjoy the humor of this series, especially since it comes from some of the people who worked on Pen Zero. I mean, come on. But this is just a very enjoyable series. The one thing I did kind of have a problem with it was it has a story arc, but they kind of take a lot of detours. But you kind of are okay with it because they're nice, fun characters that they end up meeting on these detours. You do tend to be okay with some of these fillers because you get nice, funny, humorous situations out of them. And that's just something I really enjoy the most out of this series, is that this is just fun. It's a pure fun series. And it has such a nice, heartfelt feeling to it. The emotions of the characters really pop whenever they're in a major situation that they can't handle. I just like how they handle these situations and how these characters are going to be able to tackle it. It's just so refreshing. And honestly, I kind of missed having these Disney series based on their movies. That's why I really enjoyed Big Hero 6 and this. They really did a nice modern take on it. The animation itself is just gorgeous, and I like that they're deciding, hey, let's put a lot of effort into this series because it looks unbelievable. I love the background work on this. It's just amazing with what they're doing with this series. So I'm really happy with what they're doing with this, and honestly, I kind of hope they do more. Like, hey, maybe we can get a Zootopia series. I mean, I would like to see what they do. That sounds fun. But for the most part, I'm happy with what we got right now. And this series is such a great example of it. Number 6. Welcome to the Wayne. Now this is really a nice series. It's very fun and you really enjoy a lot of the characters. You enjoy Auntie, you enjoy Ollie, you enjoy Sarah. They're just fun characters. And I really like the nice mystery element of the series in general. I really enjoy the characters and I really enjoy the humor of it all. I just get a nice laugh out of pretty much everyone, and I really like the creativity of this series. I mean, this is just some creative shit. I love these monsters and their designs. I like the ideas and the lore behind some of these monsters. Honestly, it's just fun. It's pure great fun. And I just really enjoy that. It's just not something you get too often. I just really enjoy that they're deciding, hey, we'll go all out. We're going to make these crazy, weird creatures, and we're just going to have fun. We're just going to make this as crazy and weird as we want, and we're going to add a lot of lore. We're going to make it so you want to stay in the Wayne, pretty much. You want to be welcomed here, and we're pretty much welcoming you here. I like that. I just really like that. This is just such a nice and fun and inventive series. I just really can't get enough of it. Number 5. Buddy Thunderstruck. Now, honestly, when I first heard about this show, I was thinking, oh, I gotta review that, and it just doesn't seem that fun. First episode in, I'm like, oh my god, how the fuck is nobody talking about this? This needs to be talked about. This is funny as hell. I mean it. I don't know how the hell this could be so damn funny, but somehow it is. And I just can't get enough. I can't wait for season 2. This is just hilarious. This is just a downright hilarious series. Honestly, it's the funniest series on the whole list. I mean that hands down. It's just downright funny. Buddy is such a dumbass, but he's such a funny character because a lot of the time his dumb antics get him injured, or his friend Daryl get injured as well, and they usually deserve it. Or it's just nice because pretty much everyone in the whole series, save for his cousin, are just idiots. So when they get hurt or something bad happens to him, it's just so funny and hilarious, man. This is just such a fun and refreshing series. It bases itself around absurdity and you just love it. It's just great. I really cannot recommend this show enough. It needs more people watching it. It really does. It's on Netflix, for fuck's sake. Go out there and watch this, damn it. Fucking do it. Stop watching this video right now and just watch it. I'm just kidding. Just stay here and finish this video. But after that, go out and watch this series. It needs more people watching this. It needs support.
Well, I got 3 words for you. Yes, yes, and all right.
Number 4. Nico and the Sword of Light. Now, this is honestly a very enjoyable series. I really like this mystical feel of it. I just enjoy the atmosphere. Everything about this series is just nice and pleasant. And something I missed for a while now. I miss having those mystical adventure type series. Honestly, it's sort of on the lines of those old Saturday morning cartoons we used to get. I like all the strange species they come across. All of them are so crazy and weird and unique creatures. It's just amazing. I just really love it. I get invested into it so easily. And you just really like the characters in general. Nico himself is just very fun. He's a nice, happy, energetic kid. But he can be serious when things get down to it. He's not just a dumb little kid who doesn't know what he's doing. He's someone who really learns about being a hero and what it takes. They could have easily just made him some little brat kid who easily defeats his enemies and never really learns a lesson. He just is the mighty god who's the child of prophecy and knows what he's doing all the time. But they knew, no. Let's make it so he learns his lesson. Let's make it so he tackles things in a different light. He proves that he is the real hero of light. I like that spin they went with, and I really enjoy this world. It's just so engulfed in lore, and you just want to learn more about it. You want to learn more about these creatures and these characters and everything about it. It's just so great. Like, as I was watching, I was just thinking, holy crap, I want to see more of this. This is just the world when it's going through major devastation. I want to see what it's like when it's in its prime. Oh my god. It's such an amazing and refreshing series, and I'm so happy that we have it.
Amazingness!
Number 3. DuckTales. This is really a nice series. I really enjoy the modern take on this without having to lose that timelessness that was DuckTales. They managed to update this very well. I like the fact that Huey, Dewey, and Louie are very different from each other, including the voices. It's just very nice that they decided, let's give them some personality. Let's make them different from each other and have their own insecurities and challenges and personalities. I just really like how they went about this. I really enjoy Webby. She's just so fun and crazy. I just like how she's so well trained and stuff, but she just doesn't understand social norms. It's just funny whenever she misinterprets something. It's just nice that we got this series and they knew how to handle this series just well. One little gripe that I do have kinda has to do with the fact that the first few episodes, it takes a while before they go on an actual adventure. It's kind of my problem, is just, okay, this is supposed to be an adventure series, right? Well, let's go somewhere. And most of the time you're spent in Duckburg. It's like, okay, we're still in Duckburg. And then when they finally get to another episode, they're like, yeah, we're going somewhere. And where do they go? To another city. And even then, you're just staying in one building, which is a casino. I'm like, okay, that's weird. I mean, it was a nice episode, don't get me wrong, but still, it was kind of like, come on, let's get the adventures going. But most of the time you can argue that it was just for establishing the characters and stuff like that. So when they get into gear, you're having fun. I really enjoyed the fact that there's a storyline with this series. The other one didn't have that. It was mainly just adventuring and all that. But here it's like there is a story. And I can't wait to find out a little more. I'm still waiting on what they do with the whole Della Duck storyline. I really can't wait to see where they go with this series. I'm always just waiting for the next episode, anticipating what's going to happen next. I really like what they did with this. Number 2. Castlevania. This is just such a great series. I mean, holy crap. I just love the animation. I love the background work. I love everything about it. The characters are just unbelievably awesome. The action sequences, holy crap, they're just on point. By all means, it's grade A work. This entire series is just amazing. Granted, it's only 4 episodes, but it's 4 episodes of just fucking awesomeness. I just really can't wait for more episodes to come out. I just love what they did with this. And it's so amazing because this is a video game. This was based on a video game, and they clearly were like, let's put some effort into it. Let's show, hey, you fucking video game adaptations that keep sucking, there's a way to do it right. And here you go. Like, you haven't gotten something like this since, say, Sonic Sat AM. That was back in the fucking 90s. And since then, we just haven't had much. Most video game adaptations were just total trash. But here you go with Castlevania the series, and it's like, yes, this can be done right, you fucking idiots. Like, here you go. Let's show them how it's done. Like, yes, let's get more of this. I can't wait to see how people fucking learn from this. And all the fucking violence. Oh, I just love the violence in this series. That's a bit sick, but hey, the way they do it, it's good. It's some quality violence. Like, grade A, top notch. Bravo to you guys. This is something they clearly could have just half-assed and not put much effort behind, but they were like, no, we're gonna put our foot down and prove that video games can make good TV shows or good other media. Like, this stereotype that any video game adaptation of anything is gonna suck, we're killing that right the fuck now. And I'm like, yes, do that. And here you go. I just love this.
I don't care.
And the number one best animated show of 2017 is Billy Dilly's Super Duper Subterranean Summer. Now this series is so amazing. It's just unbelievable how great this series could. I had you going there for a second, didn't I? Okay, I'll stop playing around. Here's the real number one. And number one best animated show of 2017 is OKKO Let's Be Heroes. Now this was a series I honestly was waiting so long to finally get, and I'm so happy we have it. This was such a great and fun series. I just love KO and his just childlike innocence. No way you can find yourself hating him. If you hate him, you have no soul at that point. I just love all these characters. It's such a wacky and crazy world, but it's engulfed itself in its own lore that you just want to be there. You want to see more of it. The humor of it alone is just so fun and silly. It's sort of reminiscent of those old 90s cartoons that we used to watch. The creators of this series just know what they're doing. They know video games, they know cartoons, they know anime. They just know these things and they know how to combine them to make such a great amalgamation of it. Fucking Ian Jones Cordy, he's a fucking genius with this series. I just find myself enjoying everything of it. The music itself is just holy crap. I just want a soundtrack of everything. It's just so amazing. It's so reminiscent of old video games. And I just think, holy crap, how did they get me like this? They shouldn't be able to get this so easily, but they do because they've gone through the same stuff we all have when we were growing up. And I really like that they're deciding, hey, let's put what we learned as kids into this series. And they do it flawlessly without making you feel like we're clearly just pandering. It's just more in line, hey, we liked this when we were kids, so we're kind of putting it in there. We're just kind of sharing our childhood with you guys. And it's like, our childhood is pretty much your childhood. I just couldn't get enough of this series. I love these characters. I love Rad. He's such a doofus, and he's clearly trying too hard, but he still has a heart of gold and would clearly fight for his friends. I love Enid. She's pretty much a badass and just straight up awesome with her too cool for school attitude. And I like that she can still be a dork just as much as everybody else. That's something you don't really see too often. I just really like that attitude. I love Mr. Gar. He's such a crazy badass dude. But when he sees Carol, he turns into such a spaz. It's so funny. And then when you learn a little bit more about his backstory, it's like, wow, there's major depth to it. And I just love Carol. She acts like such an amazing mother, and I really like how she supports her son. I just love how they go about doing everything. And then they got this crazy ass humor. I mean, what the fuck is this scene?
Who's that? You got a cane just like mine.
It's something that still fits this series even though it's so out of context. I just love what they did with this, and this series is just so amazing. This is such a grade A series, and I give major props to Cartoon Network for finally letting this show become something that's just a downright favorite. It's just something that we sure as hell were waiting on, and we wanted so badly, and we finally have it, and I'm so glad that it's just a new series we can all sit down and watch. And that's why this is the #1 best animated show of 2017. But that's just a thought.